morning guys, it's 10 to 8 in the morning. It's Wednesday the 23rd of December today, and as you can see, if you've seen any of my recent videos, you'll probably recognise that I'm back down the River Wye. Couldn't resist. It's about 4 days after the last time I came down here. The weather's about to turn much colder, so I thought I'm going to make the most of it. Conditions are not ideal, but I thought I'm going to take advantage. I finished work yesterday, so I'm going to take advantage, come down here. Now we're due to have rain all day here. It's going to chuck it down all day, so we may well get quite wet. I'm not sure the water temperature is going to be particularly brilliant either, because the weather's turned a little bit, and we've had some rain and it's been fairly cold rain. But I'm just hoping conditions are good enough for us to catch some barbel. The river, as you can probably see, is just about to come over the banks, or it is over the banks. It's on the footpath. It's about at the level it was when I left on Saturday. It's been up and back down again. It's coming back up again, and it is still rising. I've checked the gauge this morning, but it's just about where it was when I left on Saturday. So we'll have a go. I think it's definitely Wader's job. I think we're going to be in the water most of the day. But I've come to the same stretch as before, because most of the river is going to be unfishable. It's absolutely tearing through, boiling away. But there is this lovely slack just down here, a big old slack that's fishable. So as you can see, it's just starting to get light. It's a bit misty, so the light level's a bit lower than it would be if it was clear. But I'm going to get kitted up, get my waders and stuff on, and we'll mosey on down and get a rod in the water. So guys, here we are. Now the water's actually lower than I thought it was going to be. It's a good foot lower than I thought it was going to be. It's obviously running off. Certainly a foot lower than when I left last week. Perhaps 18 inches. Actually lower than when I started last week as well. So just to put you in a picture, I'm fishing this slack here. All the current is thrown onto the opposite bank here, even though we're at the outside of the bend. It's a bit unusual, but all the current is thrown onto that far side, and in front of me here is a lovely slack. I'm going to fish on that crease between the fast water and the slack water. That's the plan. Now what I've got with me is my RBS Discovery Power TTSU. It's Angling Direct's Barbel rod, effectively. This is comes with two top sections, 2 1/4 and 2 3/4 test curve. I've got a 2 1/4 in here. One rod only, which is fine. I'm going to go with 3-ounce feeder. Did this all right last time. That one. I'm going to go with the Guru gripper feeder. Onto just a Quorum running ledger setup. What I like to use as well is, you've seen them in my previous videos, is I have attached all my hook links these days with these matrix hook length swivels, they're called. This is the biggest one they do, I think a size 14. And it's very quick and easy to change hook links just with that bit of rubber over a metal crook. There, you just hook your hook link on, pull that bit of rubber down, job done. Hook links are made from coated braid. This is camo, I think it's called, from Corda. Just the end bit of braid stripped off there, and I've got a D-rig kicker on to a size 6 quarter curve shank. I've just got a bait screw with a boilie on it. I'm going to paste wrap boilies. Oh, someone's after me already. I'm going to paste wrap these boilies. I'm going to start on boilie. I have got about a gallon of maggots with me as well. Well, not quite a gallon, perhaps 6 pints, something like that, just in case we need to go on maggots, because I'm going to do the water temperature in a minute. It was almost 10 last time we were here a few days ago. I'm sure it's going to have gone down, and I think it's going to make things much more tricky than they were. I think we're going to have to work for some bites, and we're not going to be able to move either, because having had a walk up here when the river was like this before, it's just racing through up there. It's just unfishable. You know, we'll perhaps, I've got I've got one 6-ounce feeder, I think. I mean, if we're really desperate, we could get up there and get into the faster water. But to be honest, I think if we don't catch here on the crease, then I don't think we're going to catch, to be honest. It's one of those. It's a bit of a flyer. I took a bit of a flyer, a bit of a gamble. Who knows? It may pay off, or maybe peeing in the wind. Who knows? But we'll find out. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get ground bait. Ground bait wise, I've got just some cheesy garlic ground bait mixed up, nice and smelly, because there's about 2 inches of visibility, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So we can get plenty of smell in the water. So that's the way I'm going at the moment. As I say, it's supposed to chuck it down with the rain, so I think we're going to get wet. I have bought my umbrella just in case. I do detest sitting under an umbrella, but it may be that it's better than getting an absolute soaking, but we'll find out anyway. Right, enough talking. Let's get on with the fishing. That's it, the Christmas barbeling. And it's just started raining. I should say it's a very mild day. It's used to be up to 10-11 degrees I think today, but this is the last day. It's going to be frost tonight, which is what's prompted me to come. So guys, water temperature is down to 8.8, so it's dropped just over the degree in 4 days, so that's not good. Temperature in itself is not particularly bad, but it's the drop really, it's not good. But you know, I did know it was going to have dropped, so it's one of those things, could be much worse. But I think we'll give it a couple of hours with the feeder, get some nice smell in the water, and keep on the paste wrap boilies. We'll give it a couple of hours, and if nothing's happened, we'll perhaps break out the maggots and see if we can't get something going on maggots. like we don't need to. God blimey, this one's putting it. Oh, blimey. All of a sudden he's letting me wind him in. Still got to be careful because there's so much foliage under the water here where we'd normally be sat. Have to be very careful. He's coming right in. I need to get him up. Oh, don't the snag. I don't think it's particularly big, but he's put up a hell of a scrap. Fantastic. Wonderful. Great stuff. Well guys, there we go. It's not a bad start, is it? Probably been fishing about half an hour or so. Lovely job. No monster, but proper solid fish. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Well, hopefully that bodes well for the rest of the day. There's an otter under this tree, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Right next to that tree trunk. It's over there looking at me. There he goes. Oh guys, the otter's still down here mooching about in these trees. Little bubbles coming up. Yep, there he is. I don't know if you can see him behind the tree trunk. There he goes. Well guys, going back to the car, changed my jacket because it's absolutely cooking than that other one. It's really, really warm. Well, relatively speaking. The river is definitely dropping. I put my bank stick in right at the edge of the water when we got here. Only been here an hour and it's dropped a good inch. So it's definitely dropping. I've got my thermometer still in the water, so we're just keeping an eye on the water temperature. It's not dropping any further. Well, as you can see, brillianted at the brolly I don't like sitting under an umbrella at all. I feel so restricted. But, you know, struggle to cast. But, I guess it's better than getting a soaking. Just about. So guys, just been for a little walk. The next swim up, which is probably a couple of 100 metres away, I did remember that that could possibly be fishable with this sort of water on. And it is. I could probably fish it. And by fishable I mean there's a steady current in there, and I can get actually into the riverbed rather than being fishing, you know, where you normally sit in the actual swim itself, where you'd sit. I think I could get out far enough there, and it looks like a reasonable run through. So that's an option if you fancy a move later on. I still think this is our best bet, and there is a swim just to my left here, perhaps 30-40 metres. This is the last one on the beat, and that covers some different water as well. So that's an option as well. So we've got a couple of options. I do know the fish, obviously we know the fish hold up in here. And also I've got maggots, so I think I'm going to fish on for a bit. Perhaps another hour. It's about 10 o'clock now. Perhaps for another hour with paste wrap boilies and groundbait. If nothing happens, perhaps say by 11, we'll fish maggots for an hour till perhaps midday, and see if we can't pick some fish up that way. And then we'll take stock then and perhaps have a move, depending on what's happening. So guys, as you can see, I've moved. I'm going to walk up the stretch. I found 2, possibly 3 swims that are sort of fishable, that I know enough to know how to fish them in the flood, and the fact that I need to get out into the actual main body of the river. This one, for example, I normally sit down there. A few times I've been before. I've had a fish out of here. Normally fish just under this tree here, so I know that the actual river itself, the riverbed for real, is under that tree. So I've got a feeder out there now. I put a 5-ounce feeder on to make sure we hold. I'm just going to give each of these perhaps an hour each, these 3 swims. Take us up to 4 o'clock. It'll be dark, or getting dark by then. I can only really stay till just gone 5 anyway. You can only fish just till it gets dark here, an hour after sunset, which is I think about 5:15. I have to check. But yeah, just hope we can drop on some fish, really. Just drop on some fish. I don't fancy a munch, because they're clearly, you know, they weren't going to come to the feed up there. Well, that's how it seemed anyway. We'll perhaps drop into that slack again at dusk. But I think for now we need to go on the hunt. I haven't had a bite in that slack for 4 hours, and it's as much as I could take, to be honest. I tried maggots, had a few little knocks, but nothing to strike at. Certainly no barbel. It's gone very cold as well. I'm sure that's not helping. Oh, hang on, keep grabbing it. We had a knock then. That's a good sign. As I was saying, it's gone very cold. I can see my breath. I'm sure this cold rain going into the water is not going to do much good. We've just had a knock. Oh, hang on, there we go. And another one. May well be chub. often with Barbel you get a couple of inquiries and then the tip rattles round. Maybe line bites. Well guys, as you can see we're back. Fished a couple of swims that I could fish. Probably knocks in one of them, the other one nothing at all. So I'm back in here for the last hour or so. Not sure the time, I'll have to get my camera out, have a look. Because it does appear to be getting dark. Having said that, it's going to get dark quite early today because of the weather, and I don't know, just completely lost track of time. Time flies when you're getting soaked. Anyway, not beaten just yet. Who knows, some fish may have moved up over the bait we've been putting in all morning. You never know. Only one way to find out. Well guys, 1 hour to go, last chance saloon. That lady's she's not singing yet, but she's warming up, for sure. I'm just hoping we'll get a little feeding smell at dusk. Just gone 4 o'clock. You can fish till just gone 5. According to the rules, it's 1 hour after sunset. Sunset this evening is 3 minutes past 4. So we can fish till just gone 5. As I say, I'm just hoping that perhaps there's a bit of a feeding spell this morning, and perhaps they'll have a feeding spell again this afternoon. Fingers crossed anyway. Well guys, stuck it out to the bitter end. It's 5 o'clock, but nothing at all. Water's on its way up, and this rain is cold, and my hands are really cold, so I think I could sit here all night and not catch anything. The rain is now going sideways as well. It's battering down, as you can hear, I'm sure. So, as I say, I'm going to call it a day at that. It's been a very enjoyable session. Nonetheless, caught that lovely barbel. early on. Did think perhaps that was the sign of things to come, but unfortunately not. We've done our best, but that's the way it is, I'm afraid. So all that's left to do is for me to get this rod back in and say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to get off home and get dry. Tight lines. Enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again very soon.